Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Money Lessons with FQ Mom and Sons. This is Rose Press Fausto, also known as FQ Mom. FQ stands for Financial Quotient, your ability to make sound decisions and actions with regard to your personal finances. It's the IQ and EQ of handling money. And today, tignan nyo naman ha, ah, you may be wondering, why am I wearing this panglamig ito ng bonggang-bongga, di ba? Because our topic for today is, what is snowball? So I just had to say that so that you will know why I'm wearing something like this. But before we proceed, I'd like to welcome my co-host for today, VJ Anton Fausto.
Hello! Good morning, everybody. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. Oo nga, lamig eh. Parang hindi summer ngayon. Parang hindi mainit sa gabas ngayon.
Nga eh, lamig. So, ikaw, Anton, for those who are encountering you for the first time, maybe you can tell them something about you.
So, my name is Anton. I'm son number 3, 24 years old, 5'7", 150. Joke. Yeah, I was a mixed VJ. I also had hosted with them a show here on Kumu called Homegrown.
Mhm.
I'm also a dance fitness instructor and a podcaster. I do have my own podcast called the Anton and I podcast. So you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on wherever you get your podcasts. I do love talking. I think how I ended up here is that, diba? Ayun, sabi ni R. Christian. Hello, Anton Fausto. Hello, R. Christian Roda. Madada nga ako eh. That's what I really love doing. Back in school, that was my favorite thing about school. Getting to talk to my friends, getting to make people laugh.
Yeah.
So I found a way to somewhat turn that into my career. So I host, I do live events, I do virtual. Well, now mostly my virtual events. Really getting to connect to an audience, entertain people. Yeah, and I like to have a good time and have fun.
Yes, yes, yes. So, before we proceed to our topic for today, which is snowball effect, I'd like all of us siguro, no, to mamaya na muna yung ating picture, Ate Sharon, because we'd like to devote this time, just a moment of silence. Our former president, Benigno Noynoy Aquino, just passed away this morning, and he was 61 years old. He was our president from June 30, 2010 to June 30, 2016, and whatever your political leanings are, for me, he did a pretty good job because it was the first time we got our investment grade rating. So just a moment of silence for the eternal repose of his soul. Okay. Sige. So, umpisahan na natin. Akala ko I couldn't see you. Yeah, I cannot see you out pala on the screen, Anton. So, Anton, ano ba ang masasabi mo tungkol sa snowball effect?
Okay, yung snowball effect, especially para sa ating mga Pilipino, no, baka hindi pa natin masyado alam kung ano may itsura. We just hear of these snowballs and snow. We think of snow fights.
Para bang halo-halo ice yun, di ba?
Oo, ano ba talaga yung snow? But the snowball effect is something very interesting. You just the analogy that's used is
Pakita mo, magsabi ka muna about snow. Kasi gusto ko meron tayong papakitang picture din about yung first snow nyo.
What about? It's cold.
Yeah.
It's fun
Ano
to
yung
play
experience
with.
mo? Pakita nga natin yung first encounter ng mga boys with snow.
I think yung first encounter namin, it wasn't snow eh. We got there kasi summertime natin.
Yes,
So
snow pa rin.
ice na siya eh. Ice na yan.
Ayan, no? Nakikita mo. Naalala mo yan? How old were you there?
Yeah.
7 years old.
Yeah, long
7
time.
years.
I remember this though. I remember that.
Yeah,
The
you were
fake
7.
snowman. Iceman.
Oh, hindi siya fake. Tiny lang. That's super real kaya.
Pero it wasn't, I was able to experience snow another time. Tapos hindi to,
Because
Iba to
this
eh.
one, hindi na siya
Summer
fluffy.
na to eh.
Hindi
It's
na
like
siya
May
fluffy.
already.
Although I made it our Christmas album cover.
Yeah.
So, that was in Colorado. That was your first...
Really? We went to Colorado?
Of course.
I thought this was in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, Lake Tahoe is in
Oh, it
Colorado,
is.
darling.
Okay, okay.
So that was our the boys' first encounter with snow, and medyo pero kaya pinagtiyagaan na namin whatever was left of it, and we came up with that cute snowman. And nakakatuwa, di ba? Masarap yung
Yeah.
kahit hindi na siya
Yung
masyadong
experience
fluffy.
dito, masarap yung naka-jacket. Yung naka-jacket ka kasi kailangan. I didn't, wala pa sa akin yung mga hassle of you have to shovel the snow off the
Yes,
road,
yes.
yung sobrang malamig na hassle na. Ito, para ano pa bata ka pa na first time maka-experience ng snow na kailangan mo mag-jacket kahit walang aircon. I remember Enrique and I were talking about that. Wow, jacket, no, even if there's no aircon.
Saya, no? Saya. Sige. So, punta na tayo ngayon dun sa itsura ng snowball effect. Meron tayong ano dyan eh. Ano ba yung motion na nakikita natin when we talk about the snowball effect? Kita nga natin yan. Direct Sharon. Yun, di ba? So, sige, you were saying kanina.
Okay, so when we're talking about the snowball effect, imagine a tiny snowball starting at the top of the hill, just like this.
Yes.
So the picture that you're seeing there, hindi po to tatlong snowball. That's one snowball that just gets bigger. So from a tiny snowball, as it rolls down the hill, eventually through time, gravity, diba?
Yeah.
It just keeps increasing in size. And the bigger it is, the quicker it grows, diba?
Oo. So para bang, kasi di ba pag gumulong siya, kumukuha siya ng more snow, lumalaki yung mass niya, bumibigat din siya, so it's now gonna roll over more quickly, and then it will get more snow, making itself bigger and bigger and bigger. That is the literal snowball effect. Meron ka bang mapapakita na in motion dyan ng snowball effect? Wala tayo ngayong mapapakitang GIF na. Basta you just imagine, ito yon, from tiny to medium to big, palaki ng palaki ng palaki.
Yeah, that shows the effects of tiny things. Kasi may isip mo, like a really small snowball, you can imagine, wala naman masyadong magagawa yun eh. It's so tiny, it's not really gonna turn into anything big, but it's actually the small things that if you pile it up, if you continue with it, diba, it just keeps adding slowly and slowly. Even if it starts tiny, it can become really big eventually.
May question ako. Out of topic. Na-off ba yung aircon natin?
Naka-on pa siya.
Masyado nang mainit. So, masyado nang mainit yung aking. Totohanan kasing pang snow itong suot-suot ko eh. Baka hindi ko na mapanindigan. Basta you guys get the point. Ha? You get the point. Oo, hindi ko na kayang tiisin. Nasa tropical country kasi tayo. Pero, natawa ko. I didn't know, hindi ko kayang panindigan. Costume change. So, I will just keep it here. Gusto ko to, di ba? Meron pang mga bushi-bushi na dito sa ating, para maramdaman natin yung pagiging snowball effect. Okay, so now, let us discuss kung how does this work no, in real life. First, let's start with our investment. Masyado ba akong nakagitna? Halika dito, baby. Okay, dun sa ating investment. So ngayon, because we promised that we will be having contests, magpapapremyo tayo ng Kumu coins. Magpapapremyo tayo ng Kumu coins. So, meron akong mga tatanungin sa inyo, kukwento ako, tapos may tatanungin ako sa inyo, and then, the first to answer, thank you for your halo-halo, Iza. Please do write your answers dito sa comment section ng Kumu Live. So, yung mga nasa Facebook Live natin, okay din naman maglagay ng answers just for the sake of having this conversation, interactive tayo. But the prizes can only be given to those who join the contest live on Kumu.
But before kakastartan natin show, before we go and go to our first question,
sige,
let's ask for some more gifts nga, kahit mga halo-halo dyan,
sige
before we move on.
Para hindi na masyado mainit.
we want to give these away. We're excited to have this game, have these questions. Let's get some involvement muna bago natin
Sige. Bago na lang kaya yung scarf ko dito. Mayroon ako scarf na dito. Ito na lang.
Para snowy
pa rin yung look
Thank you Tino. Thank you Zusi. Sige, let's wait for let's try to 25 more diamonds. Let's try to reach 300 diamonds before we go to our first
palaro question.
Okay, so how it's gonna go? Just to explain it. If you just logged in and just started watching, So we're talking about the snowball effect. We have a bunch of questions. We're gonna ask the questions, and then we're gonna give three choices.
Yes.
So A, B, and C. So all they have to do is answer A, B, or C.
Yes.
Okay. Yun. And then the first one we see, Tiwala, please trust us na lang that we are. This is based on our Wi-Fi and everything. Yon, dumandami na yung hago-hago. Thank you, Febelin and Shawi. Thank you. All right.
Okay,
Are we
we
ready?
ready for our first question? Let's flash it. So kung sino ang una makasagot on Kumu Live gets 10,000 Kumu coins. Wow, di ba? Question number 1. Ta-da!
And the question is.
Okay, so lahat naman tayo siguro kilala natin si Uncle, I call him my uncle, Uncle Warren Buffett, the greatest investor in the world. So, sa dinami-dami ng limpak-limpak niyang billions of dollars, when did he earn a big chunk of his wealth? Was it A, in his 20s to 30s, B, 40s to 50s, C, senior citizenship onwards?
Okay,
Alright.
may mga sagot na tayo. We have Lina Mendoza saying B, Maureen saying C, Tina Joy saying B, Neil Jerome B, Mac Jordan A. Ay, let's for the next questions, one answer lang. Pero Neil, since you were the first one to answer with C, you are correct!
Congratulations, Neil. Si Neil ba ang nanalo?
Si Neil Jerome, yay, sabi niya. Thank you also to those who answered.
Yes, read them out.
Tino, Famida, Maute, Febelin, Pasquiagaldas. Thank you for answering. Congratulations, Neil. How's he gonna?
Meron tayong within the week yata mabibigay natin.
We're taking note of who our winners
Oo,
are. So we have Neil
We are
Jerome.
taking note of who
You
our
can
winners
answer again. You can answer.
And then Neil, kung hindi ka namin makontak, kontakin mo kami. Kontakin mo kami sa fqteam@fqmom.com. Sabihin mo, give them a Kumu coins if we fail to contact you immediately. Okay? So, fqteam@fqmom.com para walang lusot at makukuha mo yung iyong prize.
Yes.
So, let's talk about that. Warren Buffett, he now has, yung last na nakita ko kasi syempre gumagalaw lagi yung kanyang net worth, no?
Mhm.
Net worth is net asset value. That is the total assets minus his liabilities. Yan yung pinaka net asset value niya or tinatawag din nating net worth. By mga few days ago, it was $104.1 billion. Okay, ibig sabihin, yung kanyang net worth na isang tao lang siya, halos kasing laki na ng 1/3 ng buong Pilipinas, income ng buong Pilipinas.
One person?
Yeah, di ba?
That's so much.
Mm-mm.
Parang nakakahingal.
Oo.
Sticking up that much money.
If you can just imagine putting all those bills, kunyari, even the highest denomination ng dollar bills, ilagay mo sa isang lugar, ewan kung anong klaseng silo ang kailanganin niya para magkasya lahat-lahat yon. So, ganun po karami ang net asset value ni Uncle Warren Buffett, $104.1 billion. And kasi ang ginawa niya at the age of 10, if you recall, no? Ay, pakita mo nga yan, Anton. Show him. I think this was released back in 2008, The Snowball. Kaya ako pinapakita kasi nga, yan yung parang pinaka-descriptive of how he became this wealthy, this successful as an investor. Ganyan po kakapal.
How many pages is this?
Oh my God.
And this is from the many biographies of Warren Buffett. This is the
only one that he authorized. Kasi siguro there are at least 2,000 books written about Warren Buffett, how he made his millions, billions, ganyan. Pero ito lang inauthorize
almost
niya.
1,000 pages, including the index naman.
So this was written by Alice Schroeder. Ano siya parang analyst yata si Alice Schroeder. And somehow, nagustuhan niya siguro, naging friends sila.
You read the whole book?
Of course.
More than once ba?
Nung
So
pangalawa
big.
ko, tignan ko lang, yan yung mga red flags ko. Sino sa inyo ang mahilig din maglagay ng flag?
Highlight or
Kasi ako, ganyan. Yan. May highlight, may flag. Kasi ang
Wow.
hirap pag-highlight lang, di ba?
Yeah.
Yun.
I like the quote at the back. Life is like a snowball. The important thing is finding wet snow and a really long hill.
Diba?
This is a really big snow. This book is a big snowball.
It's a snow ass ball.
Yeah.
Book. Okay, so I was saying Uncle Warren started investing at the age of 10.
Wow.
So 10 years old pa lang siya. He was really so interested in making money. And then, lagi siyang nag-o-observe. Alam mo, ang dami niyang pinasukan ha. Nag-newsboy siya. Yung mga ganon. Yung mga maliliit.
Iba-ibang job.
Oo. No, syempre, nung bata pa siya, meron yung pumupulot pa yata sila ng mga golf balls.
Naging waiter ba siya ever?
I'm not sure kung naging waiter.
Okay,
I don't
sana
recall.
para Buffett at the buffet.
Pwede. No? Okay, one joke there. So, at the age of 10, na-interest na siya doon sa mga stock market. Ayan. So, pili-pili siya and he really liked observing patterns. Pattern. So, at the age of 30, he already had $1 million. Oh, di ba? So, that's malaking pera na rin yon. Pero, $1 million is very, very far from $104.1 billion. No? So, ito yung ating second question.
Okay.
What is the percentage of Uncle Warren's wealth that was earned from his 60s onwards? Okay, there you go. Pam, pam, pam.
So, kung nakikinig
So,
kayo,
give them the
know.
choices.
A, over 40%, less than 60%. B, over 60% but less than 90%. Or C, over 90%. Okay, we have a few answers. Let's go. Keep answering.
Sige,
Keep answering.
pasagutin mo na natin sila ng
What's the
matagal.
price? Do you know the price?
Again, the same. Kumu coins.
Do you know how much?
10,000 Kumu
Each
coins.
question.
10,000 Kumu coins again. For the first one to answer the question correctly.
Yun, dami sagot na si...
So, ang tanong dyan, so dinami-dami nung, di ba, tagal na rin yung nag-i-invest simula 10 years old. Ngayon, alam niyo po ba na 90 years old na si Uncle Warren? Turning 91 on August 30. Alam ko, kasi
Still
may
gonna
party
earn
kami.
more.
May Zoom party may Zoom party kami. Invited ba kayo?
Oh, dami. Yeah, I like it. Dami nating mga answers. Leonila, Luminac, Melanie, Simon, Dine,
Keep your
Ken,
answers coming.
Gemelin, Francis, Alessia. Zusi is the first one. Zusi2122 is the first one who answered, and her answer is C, which is
over 90%.
correct.
Yay! Very good. Because do you know that 94% of his wealth was earned from his 60s onwards? Ang bongga, di ba? And that, my friends, that is the effect of snowball. That is the snowball effect na talagang, oh my God, it's so amazing. Okay, if I give you another information about that, 99% was actually owned nung golden boy na siya. So, di ba sabi natin, 60s onwards, 94%. Para bang, I wanted that kasi para yung mga nagsi-senior citizen, maramdaman nila na dito na dadating yung marami.
Yeah, it's not na when you're a senior citizen, yun na, tapos na, you're not gonna earn anymore.
Yeah, but ito naman ang isang but reminder sa inyo, no? It doesn't mean naman na magpaka-chill ka lang, tapos sa 60 ka maghabot. Sorry, it doesn't work that way. Dapat nag-umpisa na po kayo ng maliit yung snowball at the start as early as possible. So, yun ang kagandahan. So, ipakita ngayon natin yung graph ng wealth ni Uncle Warren. So that makikita natin na, oh, at this age, dito na siya, ganyan. Makikita nyo how dramatic yung pag-increase. So, tingnan mo yan, no? Ang liit, no? Mga bata dyan, kung nakikita yung nung earlier part, ganun lang. Pag ganun, paliit-liit pa lang ang growth ng kanyang net asset value. And then, biglang zoom.
But all of this was possible because he started very early.
Very early.
Yeah. It didn't, although the big jumps happened when he was old, that was only possible because of when he started. So this bar graph, when you interpret this and try to analyze what this means. It doesn't mean na for the first 60 years of his life he was doing something wrong or may kulang sa
Yes.
ginagawa niya. He had to get all those initial years na medyo mukhang mababa sa bar graph. That's what made it possible for it to kick up.
So, gawin naman natin na parang medyo, true to life kasi mga bilyones ni Uncle Warren medyo nakakalula. So, what if we show yung, magkukwento muna ako, kunyari, There are two friends, Joe and Joey. So, they are more or less the same. Makinig kayo ha, para kasi sa next question natin, ito yung magiging basehan. So, Joe and Joey are more or less the same in terms of their intellect, in their industry, yung kasipagan nila, o sabihin na rin natin, pati sa kagwapuhan nila. Medyo pareho-pareho lang si Joe and Joey. They're good friends. So, ang nangyari, when they started working, 20,000 a month ang sweldo nila, si Joe, nag-umpisa na kagad siya mag-religiously save and invest 20% of his income. Nilagay lang niya, chill lang siya, nilagay lang niya sa equity index fund. Okay? Tapos, si Joey naman, sabi niya, sandali lang, mag-chill muna ako. Pa-YOLO-YOLO naman muna sandali. Ang bata-bata ko pa, 20 lang ako, no? Huwag na masyadong seryoso sa buhay. So, ang ginawa niya, for the first 10 years of his working life, hindi muna siya nag-save. Pero nung pagtapos ng 10 years, sabi niya, okay, it's time. So, basta, papantayan ko na lang kung ano yung sinisave ni Joe. Right? So, Direct Sharon, pakita natin kung ano yung kalalabasan nung sinave ni Joe. Si Early Joe. Nung nag-umpisa na siya kaagad when he started working. Yes. From the first paycheck, nag-save na siya ng 20%. So, si Joe, nag-save na siya kaagad. 40-year na kanyang investment period. Can you read, Anton, how much you will have?
After 40 years?
Oh.
So, after 40 years of Joe investing
religiously,
regularly, after 40 years, he has 34 million pesos.
Okay, so naka 34 million pesos. Ngayon, bisitahin naman natin si Joey, na medyo na late siya ng isang dekada. Ano kaya ang magiging
So you see,
effect?
That's why may blank tayo sa first 10 years kasi hindi siya nag-save. Just to explain this a little bit, each row there is a year. So hindi po siya in months. So after 40 years, where Joey started investing after 10 years, so year 11 siya nag-start, he only has 15.8 million pesos.
Ayun.
How are these numbers?
Okay, so the assumptions for these numbers are this. So that's 20% of their salary of 20,000. Tapos nag-assume ng kahit na 3% increase lang in salary. At ano lang, pineg lang natin sa 20% savings and investment rate. Hindi na inakyat.
30% raise in salary.
20 lang.
3% raise in salary.
Oo, 3% per annum. Tapos,
and how about the investment?
Okay, the investment rate, the investment return, we assume is 10%. Si Uncle Warren, he did 22%, pero hindi naman tayo Uncle Warren.
Meaning your investments
earning 10% per
10%
annum.
per year.
Okay? Para lang just to show the math of it, in a simplified form. So, I think ito, yung nagpapakita, grabe tingnan mo, kahit nag-chill lang siya ng 1/4 of the time, di ba? 10 years over 40 years, that's just 1/4 of the time. Ang nangyari na resulta, yung naipon niya at the end of that investing period is less than half. Kalungkot-lungkot, di ba? So, that's going to be a huge difference in the lifestyle that they will have in the retirement years, di ba? So, ngayon.
But how often do you earn 10% per annum for the investment? Is that
it's compounded interest. That is the power of compounding. Just like the Excel file I showed.
Yeah, but is that historically 10%?
Well, nothing naman is, Anton, wala namang...
I know that it fluctuates, but
yeah, but that is a pretty good, estimate over a period of time. Sabi ko nga, 22% si Uncle Warren, 10% lang natin. Tsaka para for the ease of computation. If you want to even become more conservative, you can do 8%. Pero okay na rin yan. Just to show the impact of delaying your saving. So, ngayon, ito ang tanong, ano? Kung halimbawa, si Joey, si the late Joey, let us show, Sharon, yung kaninang pinakita mo, yung may tatlong headings na lang. Yun na lang ipakita natin, no? Yung A, si Joe was doing it right away. B, Joey tried to catch up but only saved the same amount as Joe was saving. Yan. And then, what if sabihin ni Joey, ha? Sige, hahabol ako. How is the catch up really?
I'll save more.
Oo, I'll save more. Instead of tatapatan ko si Joe, gagawin ko doble pa nung sinesave and invest ni Joe. Tingnan nga natin. So, ipakita ulit natin yung 34 million ni Joe. Early Joe, let's show the 34 million. Yon. Pero si late Joey, di ba, sabi natin kanina, 15.9 million. Tingnan mo, kahit na dinodoble na niya. Dinodoble na niya lagi-lagi yung monthly investment amount niya.
For 30 years?
Yes. Ang laki ng impact, di ba? Nagpa-delay ka ng 10 years, you are still short by a few millions. Hindi mo pa rin natapatan yung kung ano yung maiipon ni Joe dahil nag-umpisa siya ng napakaaga. Isn't that amazing na para bang, oh my God. So guys, this is really the important thing na lagi-lagi namin sinasabi, wag nang masyadong payulo-yulo. Don't forget, go. You also grow old.
Yeah. You have to remember the values. The values also of family. Yung sinasabi naman namin is not to save everything and not spend at all. Alam naman natin that also it's a Philippine tradition na pag nakaunang sweldo, tawag doon, i-libre yung pamilya, treat as a sign of gratitude. I agree that you should do that, but also look at it as this way, as if you save and invest, you're actually treating yourself.
Correct.
So you treat your future self and your present self kasi may comfort ka na, may kumpiyansa ka na that you are actually saving and investing. And just to start the habit already, especially if you can afford to save more, go ahead.
Sabi nga ni 168 AGM 888, I hope they taught this in school.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So alam nyo, if you want to see the power of compounding, sabi nga ni Einstein, the nth wonder of the world, you can go, kasi ikwento ko sa kanila, di ba? Nung bata sila, ginawan ko sila ng Excel file, similar to what I showed you. Sinabi ko sa kanila, do you know that if you just keep on saving and investing from your allowance, naalala mo, allowance yun nun, liit-liit lang, 100 pesos per week. Kahit na 100 pesos a day yung iba nilang kaklase, 100 pesos a week. So, pag sinesave, I showed it to them and it became very concrete. Nakita lang, what? Really? If I just do this religiously, I can be a millionaire in my 20s? Oh, yeah. So, ganon, or even earlier, or that matter. So, you can go to fqmom.com, search for Power Magic of Compounding, at makikita nyo po doon yung Excel file na yon. It is downloadable for free. Pwede nyo ilagay yung amount na anong kaya nyo i-commit na i-save. Tapos you can tinker around with the variables there so that more or less, you can tell yourself, oh my gosh, this is the power of compounding pala. O, sabi ni 168 GM 888 ulit, taking into consideration current situation, how can freelancers, entrepreneurs augment saving? O, gusto mo yung sagutin?
Yeah.
Because you're a freelancer.
I'd have to say though, as a freelancer na erratic yung earning natin, there can be a month that we're gonna earn so much, another month we're not gonna earn anything. It is challenging. It is more challenging. I'm not gonna lie and say na it's gonna be the same structure, the same feeling. Mas madali pa rin if you have a constant stable income. Alam mo how much you're gonna earn this month, next month, and the next month. But that's the reality of it. But what's important is you hold on to the same values, the same habits. Na yung ginagawa ko, every time I earn something, it's not, I don't look at it anymore as di masyado para at the end of the month, doon ako magde-decide. But you just have to practice every time there's a big project or earning, you already save part of that already.
Pay yourself.
And then it compounds also na, so also keep that practice. Hindi naman siya na, you only gonna save if you earn a really
Yeah.
have a really big project, and how often naman does that happen? So
Correct.
even the small ones, the ones
Yes.
that you don't earn as much, nearly as much as what your average monthly income is, just have that habit of saving and investing. And
Mm-mm.
that's something I wanted to mention. Dito sa snowball effect, we're talking about money, diba?
Yes.
Investments.
Yes.
Na if you start investing early, it's gonna get bigger and
Mm.
bigger. Hindi lang po yan sa pera, kasi it also works
Yeah.
for our habits.
Yes.
So let's say you mentioned this in your article, pwede rin siyang healthy
Oh
habits,
yeah.
eating.
Sobra.
I think that's something that's very concrete, kasi if you already, again, we're not saying that you don't eat anything unhealthy, you don't treat yourself, but the habit of being used to eating, let's say you get used to eating unhealthy food
Ayun.
every day, kahit pa konti-konti lang
Yeah.
when you were a kid, that can compound and get bigger and bigger. And
And it will snowball.
yeah, 1 week of healthy eating is good, but it is not nearly gonna be as powerful and as impactful as your daily habits of how you eat over many, many years.
That's so true.
So if we use the Joe and the Joey example, no,
Mm-mm.
let's say for the first 10 years, si Joey just ate unhealthy, everything. Fast food, every meal, all the time. Oo.
Yossi.
In moderation, okay naman yun. There's a balance na, right? And let's say si Joey, unhealthy palagi every day. Tas si Joe, healthy, tas paminsan-minsan iinom,
Mm-mm.
kakain ng unhealthy. Pero imagine Joey says, sige, after 10 years, ano na ako,
Oo.
vegan,
Tama yan ah.
clean food, everything,
Oo.
organic, walang bisyo. I don't know the science to it, but I would believe that is still,
The same.
that is riskier. That is riskier,
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
you're gonna
Oo.
have, kasi one, by the time you get to the point when you're gonna start eating healthier and living a healthier lifestyle, it is so much harder to make that lifestyle change. So that's why yung snowball effect, hindi lang siya sa pera and concrete things. I think that's a big psychological version of that also. The tiny habits we have, the tiny things that we do, tiny actions we do every single day
Yes.
compound into making up our personality and
Yeah.
how we live our life.
How you will turn out to be ultimately, di ba? May sinabi naman on Facebook, may sinabi si Mariela. Sabi niya, I applied the snowball effect in paying debt. Sige nga, Mariela, kwentuhan mo kami, paano mo ginawa yan? Naririnig nyo rin po ba yan? Yan yung snowball effect when it comes naman to paying debt. But before we go there, no, kasi before the paying, the creation of debt din, applicable din itong snowball effect na yon. Okay, this is what happened. And this is a story that I included here in FQ Book 1. It's on the chapter in debt. So there is this guy. Ano bang chapter yung debt? That's chapter 7 about debt. So there's a simple cook. Okay? Cook siya sa isang lugar, retreat house. Nagkaroon siya ng credit card. Na-excite masyado.
It's a real story.
This is a real story. It's found in FQDF Intelligence.
It's not about Joe or Joey.
No.
Hypothetical.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the name anymore. Basta, so when he had his credit card, naaliw siya. So swipe. Shoo! Kinikilig siya. Swipe again. Para bang nakaka-excite eh. Wala man, you're not parting with any bills or coins and then you're getting the things that you want to buy.
Parang libre.
Parang libre. Natuwa pa siya lalo kasi he found out na, hindi ka friend, shopping tayo. Swipe ko yan. Shoo! Libre cash.
I'll pay you cash.
Di ba? Parang siyang may magic wand na
he's earning.
nag-swipe siya. Di ba dami yung cash niya? And then, one innocent swipe after another and another. Then he was just paying the minimum balance.
Wait, we have to emphasize that. He was just paying the minimum balance. Okay naman gumamit ng credit card.
Yeah, basta bayaran mo
Basta
na.
bayaran mo agad. But it's a misunderstanding din na yun lang yung kailangan ko bayaran, yung minimum.
Oo, kasi if you notice your credit card bill, yun ang naka-bold. Minimum balance, yun yung naka-bold eh. So yung ibang tao, without really thinking what's gonna happen, they just keep on paying the minimum balance. And what happened to this simple cook?
Nag-snowball.
Nag-snowball ng bonggang-bongga. Naging millionaire po siya. millionaire
In debt.
And it was really alarming for him kasi parang bang, he cannot even think of one big purchase.
Hindi na siya bumili ng kotse.
Walang ganon. It was just those little swipes piling upon each other.
Mm-mm.
So,
Ay, sorry, before that, tanong si Eye Cream, how to win coins. We have another question pa.
yeah, we have a few
happening
more
in a bit.
questions happening in a bit.
Mm-mm.
Stay tuned because all of these things that we're talking about will
Be
form
used.
part of that question. So that's what I'm saying. If the snowball effect was very nice on the part of Uncle Warren and Joe, di ba? Lumaki yung investment sila because of the power or the magic of compounding and snowball effect. Na sa kabilang dako naman po, nag-snowball din yung mga interest, penalty ng ating simple cook. So, naging 1 million yung utang niya. And he couldn't even think kung saan ko ba ginamit to. Wala, mga maliliit na bagay yan. So, tama ba naman yun? O, ituloy natin yung sinabi ni Mariela Silva kanina. Paying debt, ito na yung kanyang snowball effect daw na ginamit naman niya in paying her debt. Okay, you wanna read that, Anton?
Let's read it.
Mm.
Paying debt with smaller principal amount po, or those debt with higher interest po, inuuna or prior ko po bayaran. Tapos yung debt ko po, like CA, without interest kasi sa company before.
Yun.
Paid ko na po ang CC and co-op loan. I only had my bank loan to be paid.
We thank you very much, Mariela, for your generosity in
And sharing.
your experience. So, John, so siguro nag-pile up din yung debt ni Mariela, and then she created a system din para maramdaman din niya na nagsusnowball effect din. Dapat kasi nararamdaman mo na may nangyayari din. So siya, in her case, binayaran niya yung mga smaller amount. Okay, that's one process na it has a psychological process. Piliin mo yung maliliit para parang naramdaman mo na, oops, may kina-cross out ka na, tanggal na tong utang na to, tanggal na tong utang, tanggal na tong utang. Tapos meron din siyang ginawa, no, yung mga with higher interest, which is really the more efficient way of doing because para mahinto nyo na po yung gripo kaagad nung pagpatong-patong ng interest at penalty ng mga high interest loans ninyo. So yun, natapos na niya yung debt niya dun sa CA na lang, sa co-op loan. Alright, so maraming salamat sa pag-share nyo. Yung iba dyan, pwede pa rin mag-share kung paano naman naggumagana. Yes, you're welcome, Mariela. Yung snowball effect sa inyo.
I wanna greet, may nag-message, Johan Kind. Johan Kind, proud Anton fan. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Johan. I'm proud that you're my fan.
Yeah, and I hope you and the others will snowball into a large fan base of Wala, na-connect lang, di ba? Connect lang yun. Okay, sige. So, napag-usapan natin ngayon yung mga nangyari din sa snowball when it is applied to investments, to loans.
You have 2 more questions.
Oo, we have 2 more questions.
2 last questions.
Okay. Actually, itong last question, pwedeng more than 1 yung manalo dyan kasi medyo mahirap eh.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, can we flash our question number 3?
Okay, so this one, 10,000 Kumu coins will go to the winner. Una makakasagot. Nang tama, of course. What is the most important element in successful investing? Is it A, knowledge in stock picking, B, timing the market, or C, time in the market? Okay, dami na sumasagot. Go. Answer. We'll give you a few seconds to answer.
Yeah, tan-tararan.
Una na makakasagot ng tama.
Explain natin. So, yung A, knowledge in stock picking, magaling ka bang mamili ng stock? Itong stock na to, maganda yung growth nito. Tataas ang value to or magbibigay sa akin ng magandang dividendo to. Si Uncle Warren, magaling din siya doon, actually. Yung isa naman,
he was probably good in all.
Yes. Letter B naman, timing the market. Bibili na ba ako ngayon? Or hindi pa?
Kailan ka papasok? Kailan ka alis?
Hihintayin ko bang bumaba muna? Tapos, kailan ba ako magbebenta? Eto na, benta ko na sa tuktok. Kasi lalaglag na tong stock na to. Yan yung B. Magaling mag-timing ng market. And letter C, time in the market. Ibig sabihin, gaano siya katagal sa merkado.
So iba pa yung timing the market and time in the market. Okay, so sabi ni Ann. I got your name. Ann. A. Makes
Knowledge.
sense. Neil Jerome again. B. Simon.
Timing.
A. Jasper B. Alessia answered C. What is the correct answer?
The correct answer is C. Time in the market.
Congratulations!
Sino nanalo?
Alessia_Ray. Alessia
O, sino pang mga
_RAE.
ibang correct answer? Gusto kong basahin din natin.
Alessia answered A. 168 AGM 888 said C.
Correct.
Si Marvin F said C.
Correct.
Shawi said C.
Correct.
Famida Maute said C. And Henry Wayne said C. Congratulations, you guys all got it right. The ones that we
Yes.
said. But nauna po si Alessia_Ray. So again, we did take note of who the winners are, but if ever hindi nakuha or anything,
Oo, hindi nyo tanggap yung
yes,
aming message.
please email fqteam@fqmom.com.
Correct.
Show a screenshot of your profile to prove that you are
Yeah.
indeed the
Diba?
owner
Wala.
of that username.
So ito even in Warren Buffett's case, wherein he possesses all three elements in successful investing, ang pinakamatinding factor, the one with the biggest weight in his successful investing career
Yes.
is still letter C.
Time.
In the market. So, isn't that great? I mean, ibig sabihin, even for normal mortals na hindi naman marunong magbasa ng balance sheet, hindi naman marunong mag-timing, kinakabahan lagi pag umaakyat, bumabagsak yung market.
Hindi nag-aaya ng stock.
Oo, okay lang kahit na wala kang A, kahit na wala kang B, basta dapat
C.
meron kang C.
Time in the market.
Time in the market. Kaya alam mo, sobra kong sinasabi lahat yan, lagi yan sa mga parents. If you could really please start the investment journey, the investing journey of your children. Alam niyo, pagka naman minsan, di ba, madalas naman yung iba nakakatanggap ng mga angpaw, mga cash gifts. Eh, kung hindi naman gagamitin yung pera, i-invest nyo na po. I-invest nyo na siya sa equity index fund. No need to read balance sheets. No need to time the market. Just get invested, and then if you already have your cash flow, umpisahan nyo na rin doon sa magiging allowance ng mga anak nyo. Sasabihin sa kanila, oh, honey, at least 20% should go to your saving and investing so that you will be like Warren Buffett.
Tama yun.
Diba?
Tama yun.
Sumusnowball ka rin. Yun ang dapat na mangyari.
And connecting to what you said, may nag-mention kanina na I wish I learned this in school.
Yes.
I agree with that, but you know, it'll be nice if the teachers teach it, but I think yung mga magulang, yung mga parents, that's really where the main lessons are taught. Like the school can do so much, pero you spend most of your time at home.
Yep.
That's really
right.
where you learn your values, your lessons. So, yung nga sa mga magulang dyan, we do invite and encourage you to start that habit early na. So, even if, kahit magulang na kayo, even if you guys didn't learn this for the parents there, you didn't learn this when you were in grade school, and you have kids who are young, you can start the snowball effect for them at that early age that they have.
Yeah. Sabayan nyo na rin kung hindi pa rin kayo naka-systematize the way of saving and investing for yourselves. Sabayan nyo na. It's going to be a fun journey because, you know, no matter how insecure you are with your own FQ, your own financial quotient, you are still the best teacher for your children.
Yes.
It is the financial education that actually works. Kasi nandun ka nakatutok ka, pwede mo siyang makita at i-implement nyo.
Hindi lang bibigay mo ng lessons tapos alis ka na.
Hindi ganun. Oo. Tapos, you can also come up with a design in your family, in your everyday life so that it's going to be easier. Ano yung design na yan? Marami na po ngayon yung mga automatic investing. There are those that are called easy investment plan, easy investment program. Isang beses nyo lang iisipin, tapos i-program nyo na, kung may payroll kayo, or yung iba, yung sa latter part of your allowance in college, ganun na yung ginawa natin, di ba? Automatic na naka-credit na yung investment account niya para hindi na lahat pupunta doon sa ATM niya na pwede niyang gastusin. So, yung mga things like that, because whenever you're able to come up with that system, hindi nyo na kailangan, magtitipid ba ako ngayon? Magastos ba ako ngayon? Wala na mga ganong effect. And that's going to make really, para bang, it will really give you that magic of compounding effortlessly.
Amen.
Okay, it's very intimidating for the average. Okay, sabi ni 168, Anton, anong say mo dyan? It's very intimidating daw for the average person to start investing.
Yes, I agree.
Mm.
It could be intimidating kasi you're giving you're giving your money to someone else to hold. Um, and there's a risk naman talaga with the stock market. It's not
It is, for sure.
always gonna earn all the time,
Mm-mm.
especially the past. Ako nga, share ko nga yung experience ko. Medyo nakakawalang gana din sometimes. That's the truth eh. I've been working for 3 years, but where we have a pandemic, diba? The economy of the country really went down the past years. So it looks like
Hindi tumataas
oo,
yung net asset
hindi
value.
tumataas yung pera ko. Like
Mm.
it was growing more when I was a student and not really earning. Mas mabilis pa yung increase dun. So
Because the market was better.
yeah, the market was better then. So it's normal to be intimidated, but I think if you want to have comfort with it, to understand. One is to understand what this you're investing in. Even if I always say na hindi ko inaaral yung stocks, I don't do stock picking, I don't read up on the news naman every day. I understand what it is I'm investing in. And alam ko na there's a risk talaga that it's not always gonna earn. But from all the investment options that I know and I have, ito yung pinaka-practical, ito yung pinaka lucrative, and historically this is the one that's
In the
in the long
long
run it really earns the most.
Oo.
Don't, if you have my emergency fund
Hindi pwede
or
doon.
you don't put it there naman, you don't put it there naman.
Yep.
Yeah, this
right.
is for your money, for retirement, for the long run.
Sabi niya, madami pong stress sa paper gain/paper loss, I believe. Oh, totoo yan. Kaya nga, kung aalamin mo yung sarili mo, if you read FQ Book 2, you will be able to understand your own temperament, yung mga behavioral biases mo, kung loss averse ka ba, yung mga ganon, sunk cost fallacy. So, if you are aware and you can come up with your ME score, your MAC-EMONG score, mas madidesign mo na yung investment system mo. So, kung halimbawa masyado ka na-stress, edi huwag ka tingin ng tingin. Anyway, naka-ano na siya naka-automatic na for you. Titingin ka na lang kung malapit-lapit na sa retirement siguro, or kung gusto mo mag-update ng balance sheet, yung mga ganun. Okay. So, maganda yung usapan natin, Talaga naman maraming stress, so babawasan natin yung stress 168. Can we go to our next question?
Okay, wait, before that, i-explain mo natin. What's, me more than one winner ba to? Or
Oh yeah, we can have 2 winners here
two
because
winners?
medyo mahirap.
This one is a qualitative question. It's not an A, B, or C. So, take your time.
Yeah,
Take your time to think about this. You don't need to rush to it. We'll be giving some time to read the responses, and we'll be picking the 2 best.
Yes,
The
that's right.
2 best responses. Again, for 10,000 Kumu coins, we have 2 winners for
Each,
this one.
yeah.
And this is our final question for the day, right?
Yep.
All right.
So ganito, kanina we talked about snowball effect. Ngayon, kasi di ba syempre, for somebody who has not seen snow, mahirap intindihin yun.
Mm-mm.
Pero buti na lang because of YouTube, everybody na can see that.
Movies din naman, syempre.
Oo. Pero, meron ba tayong tropical country version nun? This is an honest answer and I'm not testing you. I'm actually asking for your help. Sige, let's show that question.
The last question is, do you have any tropical country version of the snowball effect?
Mm-mm.
Again, wala po tayong mga choices dyan kasi wala rin kaming choice.
Hindi ako nagbigay ng A, B, and C here. So, you can just write down your answer in the comment section, both in Kumu and Facebook Live. And this will be very helpful. In fact, you may find your answer in one of my future articles. Kasi, pinakamagandang analogy, yung nararamdaman natin, di ba?
Yes, the one that's close to
The
home.
one that's everyday happening, yung mga yan, di ba? So, ano kaya? Mahirap ba?
Oh, we have one answer so far.
Oh, sige. 168, ang sagot niya, it would probably be the peste effect or the predator pests in livestock crops.
Oh, okay. Well, wala akong masyadong experience doon, so,
Oo.
but that does make sense, no?
So, parang kung napeste yung isa,
Dadami.
hawa.
Oh, okay.
Ay, parang
Predator
ikaw,
pests
diba?
in livestock. Cryptocurrency.
Sige nga, anong ibig mo sabihin? XY Monjan, when you say cryptocurrency. Ano kaya? Ang
May mga
maganda
credit
nito,
card din.
yung meron kayong natural phenomenon in mind, yung nangyayari sa nature na medyo similar, and it's going to be a very effective analogy when we explain the magic of compounding. Ganon. So parang yung snowball, di ba? Lumalaki, woo, ganyan. So ano kaya naman yon when it comes to tropical countries like the Philippines?
Paggawa ng project sa school, sabi ni Jasper Carlo.
Sige, please explain.
Eh, kung kinakram mo yung project, I'm not sure.
Oh.
Jiro Jaro says greenhouse effect.
Sige nga. Oh, no, yung mga maliliit na bagay.
Ito, sabi ni 168. If the pests or predator is not extinguished, the damigang shine, it will harm the output.
Yun ang katuloy nung kanina. Ay, ba't nagkaganyan? So, meron pang sagot din si Marvin F. Parang
Weeds.
kilala ko siya. Weeds. Ano yun? Yung jutes, man? Or, hindi. Yung damo.
Yeah, yung yung nasa plants.
Oo. So, yung weeds, pagka hinayaan mo, tutubo yan, lalago, kakainin niya. Ay, actually, that happens, To those of you na may parang patch of Bermuda grass, yung Bermuda kasi medyo maselan yun. Kailangan niyang care talaga. So, pag pinabayaan mo ng konti, yung mga ligaw na damo, yun, kakainin niya.
It's very agriculture. Very agriculture yung mga
very
examples
agriculture
natin.
because tama yan, ano?
Nag-explain si Jasper. Pagka naiipon yung project, sa dulo mo lang gagawin, magka-cram ka, dadami pa gagaw. Pwede naman.
Dadami yung sakit ng ulo? Or
Probably, I think it's more of dadami yung stress. Pero kasi the project stays the same. Hindi naman dadami yung tasks na kailangan mong gawin if...
The stress is the one.
The stress yung dadami.
I think yung effort siguro, di ba? Yung compared to ginawa niya ng isang beses. Kasi syempre pag maaga, nakakatamad. So, imbes na ginawa niya inunti-unti niya, pag ginano niya lang, crinam lang niya shortly before the deadline, mas marami ka ngayon.
Yeah. Ito, Alfonso Gonzalez. Credit card utang at 5-6 utang. Yun yung pinaka-familiar Snowball Effect sa Pinoy. The 5-6, yes.
Mismo. Oo, yan talaga. Pero hindi kasi siya natural phenomenon eh.
Okay.
But it is naman kasi lagi na lang yan.
Simon John, COVID-19.
Oh!
That's correct. I agree nga.
Viral.
Are we gonna get to give one more minute?
Oo, 1 more minute for your answers.
The COVID-19, like sa Pilipinas, late na naagapan, kaya ngayon dumadami gago ang mga may virus. But recently, a few months ago,
wait.
yes.
I think you also give it to the, di ba you said that?
Oh yes, also shout out to the QC. I already had my first, I had my first job already. It was my experience nga dun sa it was in Eastwood, done by the QC government. It was very efficient. It was very fast. It was the people were so nice. I was shocked at how smoothly everything went. Everything made sense. And I do wanna, if you have the chance to get the vaccine, don't be scared.
Yeah, and don't
Just
be
do
picky
it.
na. Don't be picky. Kasi the sooner we all get vaccinated, the sooner we can more or less go back to a more normal way of living. Nakakamiss na. Alam mo, personally, my gosh, may mga nagpo-post ng mga picture ng mga nagpa-party ng araw, mga ganyan. Miss ko na rin yun. Beso-beso.
Okay, I think we're, alright, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Stop the question.
Yeah,
Stop the
sige.
answer. Okay, we have a few
Meron
more.
pa?
Si Alessia said, yung pagbaha sa mga area na bahain dahil sa mga tao, gaga na bumabaha ngayon, unlike dati. Jiro Jaro says global warming. Yung baha, that makes it yung mga trash, diba?
Yung baha, parang okay yan, ano? In fact, yung pagtapon siguro ng basura.
Basura.
Diba? Yung mga, matapon-tapon sandali dyan. And then, maya-maya, nagka-clog na. Sino ngayon ang pipiliin natin?
I would have, ito yung unang vote ko.
Yeah, maganda yan.
I like the 168 AGM 888 saying the peste effect. I think the peste effect would be a nice
Can you
name.
say it again? The peste effect
Probably
happens.
the peste effect or the predator pests in the livestock crops.
Yeah.
What is it? Kailangan i-manage yung pests or predators sa livestock or crop gains. If the pests or predator is not extinguished, the dami lang siya and it will harm the output.
Mm-hmm.
What do you pick for the
I like the
second winner?
I like the peste. I like the peste also. Pero ito, may pahabol si R. Christian Roda. Naiintindihan mo?
The Grateful and First.
My hobby is that job or published
Do
with
the
the
same
same
thing.
time and earn money and snowball effect.
I don't think he's answering. He's just
Ah,
sharing it.
Or maybe what he's saying is yung mga pinapublish mo, yung work mo, magsusnowball later on.
Pwede rin, pwede rin.
Well, actually, that's a personal experience of mine pala ha.
Mhm.
Na sa sobrang dami po ng article na sinulat ni FQ Mom. It's easily searchable na right now. And I think that the snowball effect there is that when people need something about the things that I discussed, they can easily get in touch with me. So
okay.
because it's there na eh. And the snowball effect there is that it's digital eh. It can easily be shared, di ba? No? I don't really have to be personally facing you and telling you about the things, the concepts that I discuss. So I think that's all. But for the winners, do you like the baha one? Ano pa bang iba?
And there's a COVID-19 one, traffic sa EDSA.
Uy! Ano yung traffic sa EDSA?
Traffic sa EDSA,
Oo,
caused by the floods.
parang parang okay yun, ano? Yung hindi inayos agad.
Pwede
That's
rin.
that's
I think that's
Manila.
there you go.
I think we have
think
to
you
give
give
it to him.
Marvin F.
Si Marvin F ba yun?
Mm-mm.
Hindi pwede. So, but I do like that. Pero, uy, salamat sa halo-halo, cha. Ano, Anton? Pili ka nga before we end. We have 4 minutes to go. Gusto mo si greenhouse? The greenhouse effect is natural.
But our question was tropical country version.
Yeah, greenhouse is all over the world.
Okay.
Can you elaborate po yung magandang answer? Okay. So, what the second one is the greenhouse effect. Para sa
Who's
mga... Jiro Gyro? Ito ba yung mga kaibigan mo? Sino Jiro Gyro? Okay, yung traffic in EDSA.
I know, it's John Kind. Ay, no. Siya ba yung una nagsabi ng?
Ay, so kung sino yung una nagsabi ng greenhouse effect? Direct Sharon, pakicheck mo ha kung sino una nagsabi ng greenhouse effect.
Jiro Gyro.
Jiro
Congratulations!
Okay.
10,000 Kum coins.
coins. So, maraming salamat sa pagsali nyo dito, no? But we have still a few minutes left and maybe we can talk about really the importance of this and how knowing what we know now about the snowball effect. Yun nga, no? Talagang nangyayari ito. Pinakamatindi nga, kagaya nga nung binanggit din ni Alfonso tungkol sa credit card utang na 5-6. Mag-ingat na po tayo. Let us make sure that the snowball effect will be used in our favor. Kanina
The pest effect or the greenhouse effect.
Kanina, cool yun. Kanina binanggit mo kasi na it is also applicable in our health.
Mm-hmm.
It's also very applicable in our career and our relationships.
Yes.
Diba? So sa career mo, yung mga pakonti-konting ginagawa mo. Especially
the tiny practices.
No? Yeah, the tiny practices, the tiny good habits
Mm-hmm.
that you make and you just do that consistently. Ito yung sa snowball effect. And if you can recall the graph of Uncle Warren, diitan nyo na lang yung amount para mas maging believable. Kung minsan nakakainip. Like, di ba, sabi mo nga, may inip factor ka. Nakakainip eh. Ano ba naman to? Lagi naman ako nagsusave. Bakit ayaw? Ganon. Ano ba naman to? Lagi naman ako nag-aaral. Bakit ganito pa rin? Yung mga ganyan, yung mga maliliit na bagay. But you have to wait for that time na eto na, lumaki na yung mass na nakuha ng inyong snowball from a tiny ball at the top of the hill. Paggulong ng paggulong, kumukuha ng momentum, bumibilis, and then later on, bam!
Mm-hmm. That's
bam.
right. That's right.
Relationship.
That's why it goes to one of our questions a while ago. The most important thing is the time in the market.
Relationship also.
Just be faithful.
Yung mga magulang dyan, you have to be present all the time. Yan, para pagtanda ng mga anak nyo, okay na. Okay na kayo. Okay na. So let's all make use of the positive effect of the snowball effect. This has been Rose Fresh Fausto, Join us again next Thursday, and please do follow us on our socials, FQ Mom on Kumu, Facebook, and YouTube, and the FQ Mom on Instagram and Twitter.
And for me naman, you can follow me at Doremi Fausto on Instagram. And please check my podcast, the Anton and I podcast on YouTube, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast. And Pansit Anton _ here on Kumu as well. Okay.
Maraming
Thank you.
salamat.
Congratulations to the winners.
Yes!
Message FQteam at fqmom.com.
And then tell us what you want to discuss in our next episode.
We'll see you again next week here.
Bye-bye!
Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Derek Sharon. Thank you.